Hello, this video is going to be describing the directional terms found in Table 1.2 on page 14 of our textbook. Here is a list of the terms I will be going over. As you can see, it's just the words, just so I can make sure I don't forget any as I go through these terms. This is my co-star for the video. There is a very angry looking baby doll that I've had since I was about 2 or 3 years old. And so the first directional term I'll go over here is the term right, which refers to the right side of your body. For example, this would be the baby's right eye. And the opposite term for right is left. And this would be the baby's left eye on the left side of his body. The next term is superior, which means above. And so, for example, the knee of the baby is superior to the ankle of the baby. And the inverse term of the word superior is inferior. So, the ankle would be inferior to the knee. The next two terms are cephalic and caudal. Cephalic means towards the head, so the chest bone would be cephalic to the navel, and the inverse of that term is caudal, which means towards the tail, so the navel would be caudal to the chin. The next two terms are anterior and posterior. Anterior means towards the front of the body, and posterior means towards the back. So, for example, the breastbone would be anterior to the scapula, and the spine would then be posterior to the breastbone. The next two terms are ventral and dorsal, which ventral means towards the tummy and dorsal means towards the back, which a fun fact about how I've always remembered dorsal is to think about a dorsal fin on a dolphin or some other kind of fish. And so, in this case, the navel or belly button, which you can't see obviously, would be ventral to the spine. And then the spine would be dorsal to the chin. The next two terms that I'll go over are proximal and distal. Proximal means closer to the point of attachment, and distal means further away from the point of attachment. So, the elbow is proximal to the wrist, and the wrist would then be distal to the elbow. And so, the next two terms would be lateral and medial. Lateral means away from the midline of the body, and medial means towards the midline of the body. So the nose would be medial to the eyes, and the eyes would be lateral to the nose. The final two terms are superficial and deep. So the epidermis, which is the part of the skin that's visible to the eye, would be superficial to the dermis, which is deeper down, and deep. And then the dermis would be deep to the epidermis because it's deeper down than the epidermis, who's on the surface level. And that's all for this video. I hope this video is okay.